How to attach Monstera to a moss pole. Have you ever bought a moss pole for your Monstera, but weren't sure how to attach the plant to it? It's actually quite simple, but there are a few important details to get right. Monstera is naturally a climbing plant, and a moss pole can provide the support it needs to grow upward, develop a stronger structure, and eventually produce larger, more mature leaves. But attaching a Monstera to a moss pole isn't about tying everything tightly against the pole. You want to support the main stem while allowing the leaves, petioles, and aerial roots to develop naturally. In this video, we'll go step by step through how to attach a Monstera to a moss pole and how to maintain the plant as it grows. Let's get started. Number 1, choose the right moss pole. Before attaching your Monstera, make sure the moss pole is strong enough for the plant. A small Monstera can use a relatively simple pole, but a mature plant with large leaves can become quite heavy. Choose a pole that is sturdy and tall enough for the current plant, with the option to extend it later. A moss pole with a suitable surface can also give aerial roots somewhere to grow toward and attach. The pole should be stable once placed in the pot. 2. Position the moss pole correctly. The position of the pole is very important. Place it close to the main stem, rather than directly under the leaves. Look carefully at your Monstera and identify the front and back of the plant. The back of the stem is generally where the aerial roots develop. Position this side toward the moss pole. This gives the aerial roots a natural opportunity to grow toward the support. If the pole is placed on the wrong side, the plant may continue growing away from it. Number 3. Insert the pole carefully. If you're adding a moss pole to an existing plant, insert it carefully into the pot. Avoid pushing the pole deeply through the root ball if you can. Damaging a few roots may sometimes be unavoidable, but unnecessary root disturbance should be minimized. If you're repotting your Monstera, the easiest time to install the pole is usually during repotting. Place the pole first, position the plant next to it, and then fill around the roots. Make sure the pole is firmly anchored. A tall Monstera can become top-heavy, so stability is important. Number 4, use soft plant ties. Once the moss pole is in position, gently attach the main stem. Use soft plant ties, garden tape, or another flexible material. Wrap the tie around the stem and pole, not around the leaves. The tie should hold the stem close to the pole without squeezing it. Leave a little room for the stem to become thicker as the plant grows. The goal is support, not restriction. Number 5, don't tie the petioles. This is one of the most important things to remember. The long stalks that connect the leaves to the main stem are called petioles. These should generally be allowed to move freely. Monstera leaves naturally adjust their position as they grow. If you tightly attach the petioles to the moss pole, you can restrict that movement and potentially damage them. Instead, attach the main stem and allow the leaves to extend outward. This will give the plant a much more natural appearance. Number 6, guide the aerial roots. Once the stem is attached, look for aerial roots. These roots may appear as small bumps or long roots emerging from the stem. Gently guide them toward the moss pole when possible. If the moss pole provides a suitable surface, the roots may eventually grow into or along it. You don't need to force them. Never sharply bend or break an aerial root just to make it touch the pole. Simply place the root close to the support and let the plant do the rest. Number 7, attach the stem at several points. For a larger Monstera, one tie may not be enough. Use several soft ties along the main stem. Place them at appropriate intervals so the stem stays close to the pole. Don't attach every few centimeters. You only need enough support to prevent the stem from pulling away. As new sections of stem develop, add another tie when necessary. This gradually guides the plant upward. 8, train new growth. First, young sections of the stem are usually easier to guide than older, rigid sections. If your Monstera has already grown sideways, don't try to force the entire stem straight against the pole. Instead, secure the section that is closest to the support and gradually guide new growth upward. Small adjustments over time are much safer than one large bend. The plant will eventually grow into the support as it continues producing new leaves. Number 9, give the Monstera enough light. A moss pole won't make a Monstera climb if the growing conditions are poor. Light is still essential. Provide bright, indirect light so the plant has enough energy for new growth. If the light is too low, the plant may continue stretching toward the nearest window. This can make training more difficult. Position the plant so the growing point receives good light while the back of the stem remains close to the moss pole. Number 10. Keep the roots healthy. The moss pole is only part of the setup. The roots still need proper care. Use a well-draining potting mix and make sure the container has drainage holes. Water when the plant needs it and allow excess water to drain away. Avoid keeping the soil constantly wet. Healthy roots provide the water and nutrients needed to support new leaves and continued climbing growth. Knobstructure 11. Check the ties regularly. Your work doesn't end after attaching the Monstera. As the plant grows, the stem becomes thicker. A tie that was loose a few months ago may eventually become too tight. Check the ties regularly. If you see the tie pressing into the stem, loosen or replace it immediately. The support should move with the plant as it grows. Number 12. Extend the moss pole as needed. A healthy Monstera may eventually outgrow its original moss pole. When the new growth reaches the top, extend the pole or add another section. Continue attaching the new portion of the main stem. This keeps the climbing structure continuous. If you wait too long, the upper stem may become unsupported and begin leaning away from the pole. Common mistakes to avoid. There are a few common mistakes when attaching Monstera to a moss pole. Don't tie the plant too tightly. Don't attach the leaf petioles tightly. Don't force aerial roots into the moss. Don't sharply bend an established stem. And don't use a support that is too weak for the plant. The goal is to guide the Monstera, not restrain it. A simple way to attach your Monstera. Here's the process in a few simple steps. First, choose a sturdy moss pole. Second, position the pole behind the main stem. Third, secure the main stem loosely with soft ties. Fourth, guide aerial roots toward the pole. Fifth, leave the leaf petioles free. Sixth, provide bright, indirect light and healthy root conditions. Then check the ties regularly and extend the pole as the plant grows. That's all you need. Final thoughts. Attaching a Monstera to a moss pole is much easier when you work with the plant's natural growth pattern. Position the moss pole behind the main stem. Gently secure the stem with soft ties and allow the aerial roots to grow toward the support. Don't tightly attach the leaves or petioles. Don't force old stems into sharp angles. And don't expect the plant to attach itself overnight. Give it time. With enough light, healthy roots, proper watering, and consistent support, your Monstera can gradually grow upward and develop a stronger climbing structure. The moss pole isn't there to force the plant into place. It's there to give your Monstera a stable structure to climb naturally. With patience, those small adjustments can eventually turn a sprawling Monstera into a beautiful, upright climbing plant. Thank you for watching Plants Every Day. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more simple indoor plant care tips. Be sure to explore our Monstera Climbing and Support playlist for more easy guides on helping your Monstera climb, attach, and grow into a stronger, more beautiful plant. See you in the next video. Happy growing!